Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Woo! None of that's getting on there, though.
No, it's not being recorded?
No, not at all.
So we're just dancing
Yeah.
to no sound? Yeah. Oh, down to down. No one knows what was...
All right. Now they hear it.
Oh, okay. Now you edit it.
Yeah. So, but, I mean...
So that just keeps going?
Oh, that one? Yeah, it's almost over, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one goes for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Welcome to Digital Cortex. Your host, Steven. That's Random Styles. And what's up?
What's up, man?
What's up? I feel like I was so high not too long ago.
Now you don't feel it no more?
I don't feel it as much anymore, no.
You want to take a shot? Should we take a shot?
No, I can't. I can't take a shot.
Oh, you're taking medications. That's right.
Well, I don't like medications, but...
I have this.
That I can do. I can do that.
There you go, sir.
They want to test my liver.
What's wrong with your liver?
Yeah, blood results came back and they're like, your liver doesn't look normal. They want to do like an ultrasound.
Oh shit! You think you took some damage to the liver?
I don't know.
Or you think that was already
It could just be like unhealthy habits. Maybe I've been drinking too much, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to cut back on drinking.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you were... Oh, I remember now. You told me you're on antibiotics for your eye.
Yeah, but I'm done with that.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking of, because you're not supposed to drink when you have that.
No, so... Wow, excuse me. It was like a antibiotic ointment they had me take because they were scared of infection.
Yeah.
So they were trying to prevent it. Let the eye heal, which sucked because stuff was like gunky.
Yeah, it's got to be weird to have something on your eye.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I would say so for sure.
I don't know why you just like, yeah, man.
I just zoned out for a bit. I don't know. Maybe I took too many rips of that thing. My conscience, my head's not like all there right now, I guess.
No.
Not at all.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
You don't got any like residual damage though, you don't think, from the fall or anything?
My shoulder is still in a lot of pain.
That's it. Just the shoulder.
It feels like it gets kinked in certain spots.
It could be the rotator cuff, dude.
My thumb here.
Still sore.
And these fingers down here in this hand.
So you don't remember.
And my face is still numb. How much
do you remember before and after?
I feel like I remember right up to when it happened. And then after was just trying to collect myself.
Okay. Do you remember flipping over the handlebars?
No. I don't remember actually falling.
Because it was happening so fast, or it just got erased. Some information got deleted.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, fuck, I know I'm coming down. And I was thinking like, oh my God, I hope this helmet saves me.
You had that thought when you were flying in the air? That's funny. I don't think I would have thought about my helmet.
And I thought like I would have been scraped up more on my like skin
you really
and
don't
stuff.
have
No, I mean there was some like scrapes on me and my knee, and like the worst of it was my hip, I guess.
You must have landed on your hip.
Because I shredded my pants.
Oh, you skidded then.
Yeah, I skidded. So
that's what you hit. You hit more hip.
That's probably what this was too on my arm. But it's pretty much gone now.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably that's probably what it was. Skidding and falling on my hip. And then this arm, I don't know when I fell this way because this is scraped up, right? So
You must have landed on your shoulder and your hip, just flipping.
Yeah, I rolled. Definitely had to roll. And
you rolled a couple times, and you probably
at least once. At least just once to go over from like stomach to
because you're going, and then you fall, and then you got to tumble. You probably did at least 2 rolls, man. And it happens quick because that's just momentum.
Yeah, and I definitely made the soreness in my eye, like the muscles in my eye, like sore for sure, because I couldn't see. I had like double vision. Yeah. So when my eye was moving, it must have not been able to hold itself caught up on this side.
Would you watch the video of if somebody had the video like from the?
Yeah, I'd watch it.
You watch it?
I'd watch it. I mean, I would. It would be better if it was in slow motion or something, you know?
You're like, oh shit, I did that. That's why my shoulder hurts.
You're I would like it to be done by like in slow motion from multiple angles.
I know, right? Yeah, dude. I'm just trying to picture. I mean, I've seen people fall off of bikes, so that's what I'm adding to your scenario. Mm-hmm. I even had like the scenery and stuff and the walkway, the way you described it. But see, you have a different vision than me because you were actually there. So you have like a more accurate, but just imagine my point of view that didn't see it, but I have the picture that you painted. So it's going to be totally different.
Yeah.
Because I picture like overgrown bush, you know, like walkway. Skid. Like I have all these things in my head, so it's like those AI, all the AI stuff. You know how like you have you seen those ones where they're filling in the Mona Lisa, the background to the picture, whatever you can do, like a starry night, and then it has the one picture in the middle, and then it just fills in the rest around it. So like. That's what I'm trying to do because I don't have the actual picture, but I'm just filling in all these little like markers and scenes in my head, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if you think about it, because when you talk about it, you have the actual knowledge, but when someone's just given this description, and then if I had to describe it to somebody else, they're gonna have a different picture than what I have in my head, because I'm just describing it, and then it's going to be way off from you. Like it's once you get down the line of degrees of different, I don't know. It's just something I think about weird things.
Yeah, I'm lost too. Like I'm so zoned out. I don't know what happened. Yeah, just got all in my head for a second.
But yeah, anyways, we're testing this. Video capabilities out. Let's just talk about that.
Oh man. Yeah. There's video running. We're just playing with it.
We're seeing.
We're gonna see if this something.
This may be uploaded. No one may ever see this.
We have a YouTube channel now.
We could upload it, huh?
We've been uploading things.
Oh, the audio.
Yeah, there's no like video to it, but the audio has its own.
Wave picture that
it's got its own like populated video for itself, but it's just audio playing over like near static background.
If you needed to, could you add a third camera? Yeah, right in the center or something.
That would be the plan.
Yeah, because then if we have a guest, then they could just get the straight ahead camera. Right. Just use their phone.
Exactly.
Let me see your phone real quick.
Can we just hook up the phone, man? That's what I was saying. We're going to need...
Yeah.
We would need at least a couple more of these and at least one more mic stand eventually.
Yeah, I think one more mic stand.
No, well, we need at least 2 more mic stands because we have 2 more ports and then 1 more camera stand and then a camera. But I feel like
that's for
we
4.
might be able to get away with like... one of these shots coming from, like just some cheaper camera.
Yeah.
Like cheaper phone.
Yeah.
I have to check to see if I got any phones just lying around, you know?
I might get another one.
Yeah?
Yeah. because I told you I'm going to keep this one.
And there you go.
I'm going to have a third one.
Right.
So, because this is a 21. I think they're on 23 or 24.
I don't fucking know anymore.
Yeah. So
I stopped following that a long time ago.
it's like it's already 3 generations. It's going to be 4, I think, this year.
I feel like I'm getting old now.
So I think when the new one comes out, I'll probably get it. Because I'm not paying for any phone right now. I've already paid this
I thought
off.
they started doing it by the year.
Maybe.
Because they come out with one every year, right?
But they've skipped numbers and stuff like that with Samsung at least.
Yeah, but I thought that's what they were doing when they went to the... What did they do? The 21
Ultra is what I have, yeah.
Yeah, and that came out in 2021, right?
I don't know. I think it came out in 20, actually.
If it came out 20, it was the 2021 model, so it would have came out in the fall of 20.
Could have been 4 the next. That's why the years are so...
So if they come out with a 24 at the end of this year, then it stays on track.
Yeah, I think it's a 24.
So they decided to change the naming scheme.
Yeah, change everything about it.
I guess we could ask Google.
We could. I can't look it up on my phone.
Hey, Google. What version of the S series of Samsung phones are they on?
That's a lot.
I know.
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
It's too much, man. That's too detailed.
Yeah, I should ask it like this.
Hey, Google. What's the latest Samsung Galaxy phone?
Sorry, I don't have any information.
She doesn't want to give you any information on competitors.
Hey, Google. What's the latest Pixel phone?
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
She won't do that either.
She won't even do Pixel, dude. She's like, fuck you.
She don't even care about her own home brand, man.
What iPhone is out right now?
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
Hey, Google.
Can it do anything?
Are you able to help me shop for new phones?
I found a few articles on the Google Help Center that might answer your question. I sent them in a notification.
No, she don't do shit.
She won't say it.
I feel like at least Amazon would tell me how much it cost on Amazon. Alexa would be doing it better.
They would try to be selling it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
they'd be like, it's this. Would you like me to add it to your cart right now with free 2-day Prime shipping?
I've been at someone's house and they started doing that. Just say yes if you would like it to add it to your cart and ship it to you in 1 to 2 days. It's like, what the fuck, dude? It was all going through a whole...
it's like pick your poison with...
the AI right now.
With whatever these things you decide to get. You know, like I go Google because I already had other Google products and I figured, you know what? I'm already giving them on my life and information. I might as well just give it to the one company if I've got to give it to somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
You had the phone plan too.
Yeah, I had the phone plan because same point. It made sense. It's like, well, where's my data going to go? It's going to go into Google and they're already using it for whatever in all my other products. Yeah. It's my main email. Like, come on.
I use GPay.
There you go.
Yeah. I like GPay.
It's Android. I'm already giving shit to Google. Why give it to another manufacturer? So I said, I'm just going to go all in. I'm just going to be all Google. So everything was, if Google made it and I wanted something like that, and there was that option, I'd just go with Google. Except for this watch, because I didn't like the other Google watch.
Yeah.
The Pixel watch is too pebbly.
I like the Samsung watch. I'm probably going to get the new one.
There was like no cases for it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
shit.
I'm going to go with the Samsung one. The biggest thing, the main reason I could not do the Pixel watch, like I probably could have got over everything and eventually a case would have came out, whatnot. But the main reason I gave it up was because when you go to type with just the number pad, there's no period option. And that was important to me because I had a tip calculator on my phone, on my watch.
Oh.
And I couldn't put $45.52.
Why would it not have...
Because there's no fucking dot button.
Why wouldn't they have a dot?
I don't know. And it was like, you know what? If I'm switching over to a different carrier, which is what I decided to do, I was still in time to return the watch to Google. So I returned it to Google, and through the new carrier, I got this Samsung watch, and it's got the little dot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other things I can't use in here, which kind of suck. Like a lot of the health monitoring stuff I can't use unless I download a companion app that's only available on the Galaxy Store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if I get like a tablet, I guess.
So is that the 45 millimeter? Or is it 44?
41, I think it is.
Really?
Yeah, I think they go 41 and then 45.
Oh, okay. I thought they had a 44.
Maybe it goes 44 and it's not 45. Yours bigger? No, same?
I think it's the same. I don't know. I can't. It's hard to put it side by side. It looks the same though. It might be.
I guess it says it on the back, right?
Oh yeah, it should say it on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
I think mine doesn't.
Let's see. Mine says.
Oh wait, it says something. I don't know. I know it's 45 though. It's the biggest one.
40 millimeter.
40.
Yeah, let's see. Look at where it says like the Samsung shit. Well, you probably can't see it with your glasses. I want to like zoom in.
See?
I guess you still say it.
That's what I said. I don't think it says it. Let me see. I can look at it.
Hold on. Nope.
None of the numbers, huh?
No.
Oh, it's the biggest one though.
Then it's probably 44. I think that's what they do. It goes up to like 44 or 45.
Yeah, it's got to be 45 because I still order the bands. And that's what it says it fits. Dude, I cannot read any of those.
I was able to read it. It's just it's not on there. Like it says the model number and everything.
Oh yeah, I can see it. You just have to give it a second for your eyes to like adjust.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's tough, man. That's a good one. I wish I need Upgrade, dude. You gotta watch Upgrade, man.
I have the latest one, I think.
No. The movie Upgrade.
Oh, Upgrade. Yeah. You mentioned that before.
You started watching it, remember?
You did.
And he flips in the car with his wife. Remember the automated car?
Yeah, I'll have to put that on my list. You gotta remind me to put it on my list when I have my phone again.
Yeah.
Because then I can at least remember.
They're doing stuff like that. Because there's a microchip that's connected to his spine, and so it's like a little mini computer, and it's talking. He's having dialogue with the automated or the computer system out loud.
Right.
So it sounds like a crazy person. Like he's talking to himself. He's like, "Why are you in my head?" And he's like looking around because he doesn't know what happened. But yeah, he ends up like he can review footage from his own memory and go into detail.
Yeah, I remember something like that.
And zoom in. He can zoom in on.
Didn't they do a Black Mirror like that too?
Yeah, they did. But yeah, you're talking about the one where they wear a lens and then they're like
they have like they have this implant in their eye or something.
Yeah, they wore like lenses or something like that. I want to say, or maybe I'm thinking about Batman.
So they could see everything they do every day.
Yeah, so he would review it. He would, and like they would play it back. Oh, he would review his own. Remember, he was watching the interaction between his wife and that dude, and he went back to look at it. He's like, he's like, it's all hello. We can give you these memories or whatever. Remember, it's kind of like Total Recall, right? Weren't they advertising that to take a trip or something and have the memory of going? I feel like they were doing that in the episode, but I might be getting Total Recall mixed up with it.
I'm not sure.
Because that was the premise. You remember?
I can't remember. It was such a while ago.
Do you remember the original Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't think so.
You never saw it?
No, I don't think so.
So that was the premise of Total Recall is, the machine wasn't called Total Recall. It's called Recall. And so they would show you these screens of like a vacation, you're on the beach drinking margaritas, and it's like, don't go through all the trouble of going through the airports and carrying luggage. And they just start bringing up all the shitty parts of it traveling. Right. And they're like, we could just give you the whole package. We can give you the memory and we'll implant it into your memories. And you have been relaxed and you went on this and you sightseed and you had great dinners and they give you the whole package and they insert the memory into your brain. And Arnold is always like, he's just always intrigued by it. He's like, I want to go to recall.
I forgot that we were talking about that.
He goes, I want to go on this trip. And so he ends up going. His wife tries to talk him out of it. He just goes anyways. And he's like, he's like, I want to be, he's like, you get to pick the girl in your vacation. Because it doesn't have to be real. It could be like fictional too. So he wants to be a secret agent. That's his character. And he can pick the girl that's in his recall or whatever. And they give you the measurements. She's this height or whatever, and she looks like this, and then I
remember watching the remake.
So the remake, they didn't. It was like that, right? Yeah,
I think so. I don't know. Maybe I just got to go back and rewatch both of them.
I like the first one. I haven't seen. I've seen the second one time, and I don't remember it that much.
There was a second one.
Well, the remake.
Oh, okay.
Was the second one, but yeah, and then so anyways, they put him to sleep, and then he starts freaking out. He wakes up, he's like, like fucking Arnold, dude. And he's trying to break out of the straps and shit. And they call the head guy, and he rushes to the operating or the room or whatever they do this procedure. And he's like, what did you do to him? And they're like, we haven't even started yet. And he's already freaking out, dude.
Oh yeah, because he's
already had his memory wiped and stuff like that. He's already all fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I remember now. And it activates his memory, and his wife is not even.
She's an agent. Whatever. Yeah, working, and his whole life's been fabricated, and that's when he starts freaking out and finding out. Yeah, so but it's just showing you it was the premise of having been able to put these memories into your head. And then now, what would happen? What's the craziest thing? Somebody could really fuck up a secret agent or something. Give him, or they could fuck with your memories, kind of like Men in Black, fucking flashing your memory or whatever.
Right.
How they kind of messed with that kind of premise, but this was earlier with Total Recall. But yeah, that scene's kind of crazy when he's fucking breaking out, because Arnold was big back then, dude. So he's fighting them off. He's fucking kicking doctors and shit, and get away from me. And dude, he's freaking out on the table and stuff like that. They did, even when you watch it now, they did. I still like the future things that they picked, like the way they made the machine look, and sometimes there's good choices. I like the alien technology in Predator. Remember he has a fucking thing on his arm, and you don't know what it means because it's
it's all in a different language.
It's a different language.
It's a different made up alien language.
Operating system that you would not know how to use, because he's sliding shit, and it just looks like little pebbles on his screen, but it could mean other things to him. So he's, even when they show it, when I watch it to this day, it still looks like alien technology. Because it was alien technology. Even his vision, I like watching his vision.
Do you think that's something we'll ever get that? This will become that. They've done it before in different things where you have this whole arm band watch screen thing,
Yeah.
where you just type in on your screen on your arm and shit.
You see that in some future movies where a doctor
I mean, they do it in Futurama, Leela has this whole little armband that scans and does shit.
And think about Predator was in the 80s.
Right.
So everyone's kind of using,
because a lot of the times in sci-fi, when you have technology, think about Star Trek, they're the first ones to do video to video
Yeah, the video calls.
Yeah. And they're
the first cell phone.
The cell phone for the communicators and all that stuff.
Still haven't got to teleportation though.
No. But what I'm saying is like there's a lot of this stuff that would be featured in sci-fi, and that becomes like the basis. Like they were using tablets with screens and stuff, way before an iPad was a thought. Yeah.
And that's like an artist's imagination. A lot of technology.
Someone thought about it and said, yeah, if I was in the future and that would be convenient, this is what it would look like to me. Why wouldn't it just be an evolved extension of this? It's something different. And that stuff ends up becoming like real products eventually. Like people engineer and they're like, yeah, well, I mean, that's where I thought I saw it from.
Even the iPhone design, there's like a lot of different like design choices. Like there's an actual aesthetic.
Think about you always have those little like bumps on the camera.
Yeah.
There's no need for that. There's no need to have that little bump on there. But they put the little bump there because like that's where film used to go.
Yeah.
You needed all that little room. Because cameras were designed around the film. Like they had to have a component for it. And now it's like digital and they still have these little bumps.
So yeah, there's still some leftover technology still in the design of the newer. But you can see how it's morphing. Like the first iteration of cell phones was like a flip. It looked actually the very early ones were bricks.
They were bricks, yeah. We didn't get flips till a little bit later.
Yeah, they still, you can still see one of the very, very first cell phones.
My dad owned one.
It's in Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon. Mel Gibson is like on the highway and he's like, yeah, man, he's taking this call. And that was cool because he had the phone down here
they
in
had
like a
it
suitcase.
Saved by the Bell, right?
I think it's Saved by the Bell they were using.
Yeah, one of the rich kids had like the cell phone.
But he had the more like it looks like a cordless phone kind of brick.
Yeah.
The Lethal Weapon one it looked like a suitcase and a receiver came out of it. So it still had a long cord like you would see
like in a home. Be like a businessman.
Like a home
phone.
You would see it would their first ideas was keep it the same as what we use now. The receiver was the same, the cord was the same, but it had a fucking box and an antenna coming out of it, And that's how it was sending the fucking signal. And then eventually it went to the fucking just hand brick with a long antenna sticking out of it. But that also still looked like cordless phones. Remember? Because we had cordless phones. Everybody thought they were the shit when they're like, yeah, hello. And they had no fucking wire. Remember that shit?
They just still built the phone over what they would normally have done.
So you could see the steps of how the phone was going because then it still had the buttons on there like we were seeing, and then it started doing the flip. The flip was the coolest thing because the buttons were covered and you can flip it open and have a little screen there. But then they started just going to a flat screen. It was all, and then it would be half of the screen, like the top half would be screen, the bottom would be buttons, like the BlackBerry and shit. And then they kind of started getting away from the iPhone was really the first one, right? That went away from buttons altogether and just have a...
I think it was.
Because they started doing the iPods, remember, with the
because everything else that would have like a big screen like that also did like sliding stuff,
Because you remember that first iPod with the circle and then the button was a circle and you kind of ran your finger around the circle?
Yeah.
To control it. And then you had like
click wheel.
Yeah, it was a click wheel, but it was all kind of touch. So there was no actual like...
like it wasn't real clicking mechanism.
Remember? It was just all like a touch. That was kind of their first, like, they're learning the technology of touch right there from that wheel. Just that one piece of technology that they were using for a while.
Hold on. I'm going to get this thing for my phone.
I used to use the iPod all the time at work, dude, when I was working in the early days. You remember Microsoft's answer to the iPod, dude?
The Zune.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the Zune was fucking awesome.
Did you have one?
No, I wish.
Dude.
I couldn't afford no Zune. Crystal said she had one.
Me and my friend had one. We could send each other songs.
Yes.
I could fucking send him a song and he could listen to it.
I know people are thinking like, well, that's no big fucking deal. You share Spotify songs all the time. No, but this was like back in the day when you had your iPod, you had to purchase music or rip your CDs onto your computer. And then you placed the music on your iPod. Your iPod was a glorified like USB drive. That's what your iPod was. It was a fucking thumb drive.
It was a futuristic radio. You know, like you have all the recorded songs from a tape.
No, it was like, you know, it was the digital version of having a CD player.
Yeah, like a
mix,
burnt
all
CD.
Of your mixtapes, everything.
Remember data
there.
CDs? It was a data
like,
CD.
This evolved into streaming. Like you owned your music. You bought your music. You owned it.
It came from you, yeah.
Yeah, like you couldn't just like pick an artist, pay a monthly price for it. No, like you would spend hundreds of dollars just purchasing music.
Yeah. Or you had Napster.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people did that.
But like the ability at that point was you can have your iPod and this is exactly what it would do. It would play music. It would hold images so you could view them. You could play video.
Some video. I had some video. The Zune did, yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
That's all it did.
Oh, and radio. It had radio on it. The Zune had radio, which was
no.
Cool.
I'm talking the iPod. So those are the three things you could do on the iPod.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you have the Zune coming in at the same time. It has not only like a larger screen with a better format for video playback.
Yeah.
But you're right. It had Wi-Fi. So you can connect to Wi-Fi and purchase the music directly on your device. Yeah. In the original iPod, you had to plug this into the computer and sync your music from computer to iPod. Like it's like glorified USB. So this is the first time we had a device that was like, skip the fucking computer altogether, bro. We can just download it from the store wherever you have Wi-Fi. And you're like fucking mind blown. I could be at Starbucks going on the Wi-Fi, drinking my coffee, and just like download music.
I want to listen to this song.
This is a new song came out on the radio. Okay. And then you're right. They had a radio. So they used your headphones as like an antenna.
Yeah. Yeah. The radio. And then.
Because you didn't have wireless headphones. You had like headphones.
If you wanted to share a song, you could connect to someone else's Zune.
Yes.
And then it would show you were connected. And you could
drop it to them. So if they purchased music.
It was original airdrop.
Yeah. And if they purchased the music, you sent it to them. You would see it in the Zune store. They give you like what 3 days to listen to it or something.
Yeah, it was so many. Was it hours or was it days? I think it was days. So like 2 days worth of plays or something like that.
And then this way, which was fucking beautiful because not only did it take music to like a social level before like Spotify, because Spotify started off as like the Facebook for music. Before it became a streaming service. But before that, it was like you didn't have this type of thing. Like it was ahead of its time, for sure.
Yeah.
A device like this didn't exist.
It was cool technology.
A device like this you didn't even think you wanted.
It was cool. It connected to your PC. They still had an iTunes-like version of their software.
And it was very flashy too. Like it looked clean, the operating system.
They put some time and money into it.
There was a lot of good thought and it was very fluid.
I liked the menu screens and stuff like that were cool. It was a pretty hardy. There was some features too. I can't remember, but there was something that you could do with the Xbox and connecting it. And I probably just played music from it or something. So you could use it like a music player with the Xbox. But the Microsoft had a really good, but it just didn't catch on. It was one of those technologies that it didn't.
It just came too late to the battle.
It couldn't compete with the iPods. They were too big. They were huge. There was minis and fucking.
The only other one that I think was like on level to try to compete with them, but they were still struggling, was I think Creative. They had that I remember their touch thing was very straight and forward. Yeah. Like it wasn't a wheel, but you still had like touch. It was a really nice one. But Yeah, no one can compete with iPod at the time.
Everybody else was just making smaller versions of the minis. So Sony had a clip-on one that you could put a gigabyte of songs or something.
It was always like so much less than those nanos, and
it would still be expensive. It's like, why am I going to pay this much for the Sony one? Well, I could just buy the iPod Mini, which is the same price. So now it's not even as good, and the battery doesn't last long.
Was like, I remember it touting that it can hold like 1,000 songs.
Holy shit!
And I was like, what the fuck? And it's so tiny, and that became like the iPod that everybody had at school because it was the budget one too. Like, it wasn't like your parents weren't buying this for themselves. They were going to buy them.
It had video. All kinds of colors. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They really marketed it for kids.
And it was definitely like way easier to decide, like, okay, I'll get you an iPod. You're old enough. Let me have your own little music
It's so funny
player.
because that was cool for us. Like, we didn't have phones, but we had like some iPods.
Yeah, you had your iPods. You put the like stickers on it, or the different cases you had, or your headphones.
Yeah.
Like, if you're using anything but the Apple headphones,
it always had a good battery too. I changed on the original iPod, I changed the battery myself.
Oh, dude, I've changed the batteries on those, the displays,
you
click
remember?
wheels. I've taken those things apart back and forth so much.
But it allowed they did make a design that allowed you to kind of fix things.
It was a lot easier to fix than today's Apple products, for sure.
Yeah, they actually give you the parts too. Remember, you could buy the battery.
Yeah, you could buy the battery and change the battery. You could buy the display, the case. I remember at a certain point, like, I was able to just buy like cool cases from eBay. They were just shipping in from China, and you could just replace all of the casing and stuff.
Yeah, they did have some good, like, but that's where I was coming from. That's why
nowadays they have mods on these like hard drive replacements, because that's a big thing that's like destroyed the iPod over time, is that hard drive is just so slow. But they have the ability to put like compact storage, like flash storage, like SSDs.
Yeah.
And it's like an SSD adapter to the internal hard drive connection. So you can now upgrade your existing iPods to have like solid state storage pretty much. And
yeah, they're so big. I mean,
have it be more increased from what it was before. Like, I've seen people tinker with getting it up to like 2 terabytes worth of storage.
You just put a bunch of movies on there, dude.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, imagine putting that back on an iPod and then using all that space that the hard drive took up, they would use for bigger battery.
Yeah, you can put a good sized battery in that thing.
Yeah, all the little upgrades you can do to these iPods now. It's so interesting.
So people are still doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Dude, my sister was using her iPod up to like, I think she stopped using it just so that it wouldn't like die on her. She wants to save her music and stuff. But she was still purchasing music from iTunes and putting it on an iPod.
Okay.
And this is only for like the last like year or so I've talked to her about it.
Dude, I used an iPod dock that I would put my iPod on, and then it would. You already know what I'm going to say. Yeah. You put the iPod on the dock, you tune it to whatever radio station you want, and broadcast it to anybody that wants to listen. So I would broadcast it to our little office desk area, and so anybody, if you had a little radio, like if some people would have like the little like mini radio on clips.
Those are FM transmitters.
Yeah, and it would, so everybody can listen to whatever I'm listening to.
So I used to have them for the car, but they weren't as fancy as using the pins, because the pins would make it like a digital transmission. But we were using just the auxiliary cord. And so back in the day, you didn't have a car with an auxiliary port. Like, it wasn't standard.
So you had to do the radio broadcast.
You either got like a aftermarket radio put in so you can have that, or FM transmitter.
Yep.
So you'd have an FM transmitter and it would go to the car radio, and you would just listen to your music through there. Or you would have the tape. Do you remember the tape with the little aux cable coming out of it?
Yeah.
that fucking janky ass shit you would put in there, and it would just have this cable hanging out of your tape deck slot.
Yeah. And then you plug it right into your iPod or whatever. Yeah, I had both of those ones, but it was just funny because when I used to broadcast it, you could pick whatever radio station you want, and it would overtake that. So if it's a popular one that people listen to, they wouldn't hear their radio station. They would hear me because I'm in close proximity to them.
Yeah.
So like I would try to pick just random numbers, not ones that people actually listen to, but every now and then I wouldn't be paying attention or something. And like I took over some ladies, and it was like, I'm listening to fucking cuss words and stuff, She like freaked out, dude. And she called the radio station. She's like, why are you guys playing this stuff? Like, like she thought they were
playing it.
Yeah, she thought they were playing all this music with cuss words and stuff, dude. And she got mad, and she called the radio station, because I found out later they're like, somebody actually called the radio station, and they thought, and they were probably connected to your like. Dude, it was so funny, dude. I was like, oh shit, the power of my broadcast has increased. But no, it was just funny, dude. I don't know why I just thought of that. But, oh man.
It's the nostalgia of it all, bro.
It's the technology that's moved on that we don't even think about anymore. Yeah. Like, we don't use any of that stuff anymore.
Technology moves, man.
But some of it comes back, though. It's so weird. Like, we get away from certain things, but then we come back to certain things and make it better with newer stuff. Like, technically, Nintendo's never gotten away from cartridges. They're still using cartridges to this day. They're just really, really small.
Yeah, they're a little bit different, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're still using the same technology, dude. It's crazy.
It's more of like their flash storage. Like, they're pretty much using their own proprietary type of SD card type compact storage.
That nobody else can use.
Yeah.
And they want it that way, so it's hard to duplicate, and the fucking Nintendos don't release how they're doing it.
Oh my god, I hate how Nintendo is its own world of games that you want to play.
It's a whole, it's
which
like
I'm
Apple.
Totally cool with.
It's like Apple,
like,
dude.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
But their first party games that you want to play, they're so expensive, and they never go down in price. And when people are like, oh my god, Nintendo's having huge discount on their first party apps and games, it's like, okay, well, how much is the game? It used to be $70. It's $64.99. It's like, oh my Jesus, I guess I have to buy it now.
They keep it tight, just like Apple, dude. There's not a lot of stuff you can buy anywhere else from third parties when it comes to Apple software. It has to be from Apple. And even like I got the iPad minis for the girls, and I got their name engraved on the iPad itself. And then you can put symbols too. Like, you can put a heart, you can put a donut, you can put a fucking, I don't know, whatever they have on their list of icons. Like, it lets you customize it pretty cool. First, last name, and then if you want to put an icon or something like that. But you only get that if you get it from Apple.
Right.
There won't be no engraving if you get it from somewhere else, if you get it from Best Buy or whatever. So it's like they're trying to still incentivize you to get it from them. They're like, this is the best deal for us. If we make it and you buy it from us, we get the most profit. So they try to incentivize in certain ways, and it works, because they did it with the pen too. You can buy an Apple pen, same thing. You engrave a name, but you only get the engraving if you get it from them, and And there is no way to engrave it post purchase either. You can't send it to Apple; they won't do it.
No, of course.
Yeah, they won't do it. So yeah, it can.
Dude, I remember those engraved iPods were like popular too, because they would have special edition iPods. Or
they had like
they
the
would
U2.
release them like the U2 iPod.
Yeah.
But they would have like other engravings. Like, they would give the iPods out at corporate events. Like, so they would engrave for, like, let's say Nike or something. So there would be an iPod out there with a Nike engraved on the back of it.
Yeah.
Straight from Apple, like new in box.
Their engraving's always
it was
been good.
one at a corporate party for Nike. You know?
Yeah, their engraving's always been good.
So like those things like are expensively rare if you can find them.
You can find one online or something.
Because they're also like unique.
It's so crazy how like the 90s are so back right now, dude. Like people love the fucking 90s, dude.
Because the 90s were simpler times.
We had great music though, man. Like there's so many kids that are into Nirvana.
It's
and
because
shit.
the people who are running the media now, who are like, let's talk about the 90s, let's talk about like the early 2000s, you know, they are the ones who grew up through it.
How many like young kids, young adults do you see with fucking Guns N' Roses and shit, you know, like, and like,
I don't know, man.
What do you mean?
I don't know, man. You're right, but I don't
Boys
know.
to Men, you see Boys to Men shirts, and like, that was all our music, man. Like, we were kids. We were the ones wearing that, like the starter jackets. If you can find you remember starter jackets, right? They had all the pro teams. Like they would do the fucking Chicago Bulls starters, Raiders starter jackets. Like they would do all the fucking sports, hockey, baseball. Like
I don't know if I recall that.
they were just like big puffy jackets. Remember?
Then,
Remember there would be like a design on them sometimes.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
And they were cool, zipper and everything, dude. If you can, people are buying and selling these like NFL ones because there's ones for like Miami Dolphins or something.
My dad has one from the Lakers.
Basketball, baseball, everybody.
It's like a maroon color.
Starter was a big company, and they made all these, which people think now are cool. Like obviously at the time we were like, yeah, that's fucking the shit. But yeah, the starter jackets are back, dude. People want them and shit. But like with a lot of stuff, I don't know. Things come around, they go around, they come back around, and you can start to see how that old culture is like influencing this culture and the technology and stuff like that,
right?
Or what's being used, which is interesting. I don't know. It comes around, goes around. Like, if you only knew, you would have kept like a lot of shit, you know? Like, man, if I would have kept like, there's some old Game Boys and shit that people are selling for like a lot of money, thousands of dollars and shit.
Fuck yeah.
I still have my black Game Boy Color, dude. And I still have the case. I kept the case that it came in because when you bought that one, the Game Boy went on this side, and then you had slots for your fucking games. So I have the Game Boy, my games in the slots. Like I kept the little plastic box that it came with. But some of the older Game Boys and shit, dude, some of those are selling for even more. Like it depends
for sure
how rare it is.
And there's some rare ones out there too.
Yeah,
because Game Boy did the same fucking thing.
It was all proprietary, like fucking. But
they
it was
had
Nintendo.
ones that were like for special events and in competitions and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, Nintendo had like, I don't know. Everybody was in. They were really like the biggest console selling company. I mean, they're still pretty big, but they're not the biggest anymore. But I guess for a generation, like you got that game. What do you that Nintendo game, the racing one, where you set up the whole thing, the whole
oh yeah,
course
that was pretty cool
on the floor, and then
that
it has
was
a
definitely
camera.
an impulse purchase that was unnecessary. I only used it a couple times, but
That
yeah,
was during the
Mario
pandemic.
Kart Live.
Yeah, you're like, dude, check this out, and I came over, and you're like driving through the chairs and stuff.
That's cool, right?
Of course, it was awesome.
That's
dude.
a lot of setup.
In the picture on the TV, it's like dun, 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 and you were like going so fast, but then like you watch the car on the floor, and it was like. It was barely going, but I don't know how they did it, dude. How did they add so much frames to the picture that you're looking at, right?
It's all the stuff going around it.
They kind of like elongated it so you can be looking like you're going fast.
Well, what they do too is they will put other images moving across the screen on the screen.
Yeah.
So it looks like everything is moving fast in this area.
Yeah.
But
it's like, but they make it feel like it's a race on the screen.
Yeah.
And then on the floor, it's just, it's going at a reasonable pace too. And you're like, no, and you're like crashing, and then you see the chair move.
Oh yeah, you get stuck in the chair and shit. It's great.
And then you show up on the screen. The only thing they didn't have, I think, that would have really made that game even bigger is if they had some way to upload some of those videos, you know, like if people could upload after they do a race, like their course or something, to show like something cool they made or something like that. If they had, because I mean, I'm sure people did it and recorded it themselves, but to make it easier to grab a wider range. But Nintendo, I don't know, they don't really let you add a lot of apps. There's not really any apps that you could add to the. I mean, I guess you can add some to the Switch, right? You can get like streaming services too, right? You can get YouTube, you can get can you get Hulu and shit like that? I don't know. Can't remember.
On the Switch?
Netflix. You can get Netflix, right? On the Switch.
Yeah, I think there's a way to like
hack it and then
get like a browser too.
I actually, you know what?
But I wouldn't trust too many of that stuff.
No.
It's going through like private DNS servers.
Yeah.
You don't want to just stick your fingers in someone else's DNS server. You don't know what you're giving them. I mean, I don't know. But, you know.
You just feel like that's like a risk you don't need to take.
Yeah, I don't know what they're uploading to me.
That's it. Everything that you do, whether it's on your phone or on the internet, it's always like a two-way mirror, dude. Like if you, it's like you staring into the abyss and the abyss is staring right back at you, dude. Like, what are you doing here, boy?
Right.
You know, like, I don't know, man. It gets dark out there. Dude, I was just watching this guy at this tech conference saying that you shouldn't, he's like, I'm recommending everybody go back to wired mouses and wired keyboards, because anything that's like connecting through the Bluetooth and shit can be hacked. So somebody can literally control your whole computer and everything with your keyboard and mouse if they have access to it. I'm sure there's other ways they can fucking hack shit and do shit, but that was one of his recommendation, was stay to wired. Wired mouse, wired keyboard. And there's some good wired mouse and wired keyboards. I mean, if you're not moving around, you don't really need wireless, you know, unless you're really like picking up and moving around or you're doing some shit, you know, but for the most part, you can keep it wired.
Yeah, I feel like wireless really, for me, I think is just keep things looking clean.
I like the clean lines, you know, not having anything running.
Not having the wires is like magical. Like, it's great.
Yeah, you feel like freedom, you know, especially with the mouse.
Yeah.
That gets annoying.
And they've got like such low latency mice now that it's like, you're not going to lose anything.
You barely move your wrist and it fucking flies across the screen, dude.
Yeah. Sensitivity is great.
See the arrow.
The cool thing would be to get like where the mouse can charge anywhere.
They have that for watches, right?
Well, the thing is like sometimes batteries. You don't want like someone else's giant ass mat, you know?
Yeah.
I think what someone tried was to have like a Qi charging area built in, and then you can add Qi charging to the mouse, maybe.
Why wouldn't they have like wireless charging pads? Right? Mouse pads.
They do, but like you can get picky about it. Like if you want it to be clean, now you have to use their specific mouse pad, and then you don't get to use a desk pad, or you have a desk pad that kind of overlaps the mouse pad, but you could put the mouse pad under the desk pad, but there's always this bump and restriction. The idea would be to have it completely restrictless.
A big pad.
That's not a word.
Completely restrictless.
Unrestricted. That's the one I was looking for.
Strictless.
Restrictless.
Unrestricted.
Unrestricted.
Yeah. Strictless.
You get it.
You put it together. I mean,
I know what I'm saying. I just don't know how to say it.
I know what I'd be doing and would be saying.
I'm bad with words.
I think it's just a vocabulary sometimes. You know, like you're trying to find the right word, and then you put two things that should go together and probably the language, but it doesn't. So I've heard comedians mess with our language and break down like, what is it? You know, show and seer and, you know, like weird like words that should be like in line, like past, present, you know, like, I don't know. I can't think of the fucking examples right now off the top of my head, but you know, we have stupid words that don't make sense. They shouldn't if you were pronouncing them correctly, like this is open, this is closed, like it would be the direct opposite or something, but it's not, in our language. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? No. We have 2 no's. We have 3 no's.
What?
Yeah, we have 3 no's, right? Or just 2. We have 2 no's.
I'm totally fucking lost.
Right? K-N-O-W. That's a no.
Oh, you mean to know and no.
Yeah. No. N-O. Is there N-O-E? No.
New. No.
N-O-E. Like a no?
N-O-E?
Yeah, is that a word?
I don't think so.
Like a no?
No.
Like a po?
No.
No. You could do multiple O's.
Yeah, I guess there's no.
That's not a word. That's not a word, those. What is that? What do you call those? What are those, expressions or something? What do you, like when you drag on like a...
I don't know. I guess there's got to be a name for
like
it.
A psst, like a sound. Yeah, what are words that are sounds? Dude.
Those are...
If we were smarter people, we'd know this.
I forget what they're called, but I know there's a word for it.
Yeah. Yeah, a good thing we can't
look. Is it an onomatopoeia?
I don't know. Is that what?
I feel like that's what it is.
Isn't that like a word that, like 2 words that mean the same thing, like buzz and buzz or something like that? Like
no, I thought
it's a sound and a word.
Onomatopoeia was a sound, was the word for the sound.
Oh, okay. Maybe. If you know language.
Hey, Google, what's an onomatopoeia?
Onomatopoeia is used as a noun to mean the formation of a word from a sound associated with what is named, e.g. cuckoo, sizzle. Do you want to hear onomatopoeia used in an example?
Cuckoo?
No.
And sizzle? That's the expression. Can you give me more onomatopoeias?
No. I'm going to explain it now. Okay. I got it.
I wanted to hear another one she comes up with.
No, I don't want to know it.
No.
No. We can barely hear her.
I hear her clearly. I'm just kidding.
So an onomatopoeia is exactly what I was saying. It's like a...
sizzle.
Okay, so if you hear something sizzle, what does it sound like? It sounds like sizzling.
Sizzle.
So what's the word for that sound is sizzle. We've created these words.
Hey, Google.
For those sounds.
What type of word is buzz?
On the website vocabulary.com, they say, buzz can be a noun or a verb. My doorbell started to buzz like crazy when everyone showed up for my party. You can also talk about a buzz of activity, a low background noise, or describe the way stunt planes buzz the trees, flying very low.
See.
To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home.
I don't know what you're trying to prove.
App.
I don't know either. But there's a term. It's a term where it can actually be a sound, but it can also be a word of something.
It's just a word with multiple meanings.
Yeah, but they call it something.
Being cool could be like something that's really interesting, or it could be like being temperature-wise.
Yeah. Yeah, there's smarter people.
They have double meanings. Maybe there's a word that means double meanings.
Yeah, like double entendre or whatever?
No, I feel like there's a word for that too. Simile is when they sound the same, right?
Dude, this is the dumbest conversation
I don't know
ever.
why we're getting into
I know, this is not
fucking third grade vocabulary here.
It makes it worse that we don't know.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
We don't need to know. I'm not going to use this in my daily life until we use it now.
What were we talking about anyways? I forgot what we're talking about.
I don't fucking know. We never know what we're talking about.
Oh, man. What are we at right now?
58.
We're talking about buzz.
I know.
Fucking, ding dong. Ding dong. Ding dong is actually a pastry.
That's an onomatopoeia.
And it's also a sound.
Yeah.
Which
is an onomatopoeia.
Yeah. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. What's a mamma mia?
That's a pizza place.
It's a mamma mia.
It's a Mamma Mia's pizza.
But it's an expression too. It's just slang. Mamma mia.
Then it's... I don't know. What's the point? I don't get it. What are we talking? I thought we were trying to get away from the vocabulary. You bringing us back. All right. This has been another great evening of Digital Cortex. My name is Steven. That's Random Styles. Have a good night.
Mamma mia. Oh my God.
Jesus. Okay.
Oh my lordy lord. What the